The new Black Wall Street. Do the right, build wealth, build life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. He's your host.
All right, my beautiful people, man, good evening to you. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the new Black Wall Street. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator and CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, an international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. The book that I wrote, guys, is a study of Black wealth. It's a study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just truly believe that if you want to be wealthy, that's a big if, by the way. But if you do, I recommend that you study wealthy people. All right, my beautiful people, man, you check out their website and pick up the book by simply going to the website, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com. Pick up your copy today. You can find an ebook and also in soft copy in English, ebook and also audiobook in French for our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com. Today's episode is being brought to you by ERGJ Black Bazaar, the Afrocentric marketplace, which specializes in Afrocentric home decor, personal care products, and also Black art-inspired gifts. Here at ERGJ Black Bazaar, we have made a little pivot just to help our community out, and we have been able to provide masks and also sanitizer. So you can go to the website, and it's the first thing that you see. If you need to get some personal protective equipment, you can check us out at ERGJ Black Bazaar. Go ahead and check out our website, www.theblackbazaar.com. www.theblackbazaar.com. Here's the deal, guys. You got to make a decision. It's $10 worth your life. I mean, you got to make a decision, $10, $15, $20, whatever, versus a $25,000 medical bill. You know, this is where we are right now. Unfortunately, our government is not trying to protect the people, everybody. So, we are where we are. So I'm doing my best to be able to provide those who can use it. We also make donations as well. To those who are less fortunate. But, we must protect this house. Everybody put in the comments below, we must protect this house. Your life is too valuable, okay? Your life is too valuable. Today's episode being sponsored by Big Sis Media. Big Sis Media is a full-service creative design agency here to watch over your most critical digital needs like a Big Sis would. They can help you with your website. They can help bring you current in 2020. They can help you with flyers and video and all that stuff as well. So they do, you can see it down here. They do graphic design, web design, video production, branding strategy, audio production, photography as well. So if you need some help, go ahead and with a Black woman-owned company here, Big Sis Media Group, by checking out the website, www.bigsismediagroup.com, www.bigsismediagroup.com. All right, my beautiful people, man, I want to go ahead and welcome you to Wall Street here tonight. Tonight, we're going to be talking about how to get Rona rich. So my last episode, I talked about how you can increase your income, how you can actually begin to put yourself in a position to actually have some discretionary income to then do what with it, learn how to multiply. So first we have to capture, right? Get the money, right? Then we have to do something wise with it. Obviously take care of our personal things, our bills, food, shelter, our necessities. But hopefully we increase our income, right? To the point where we can actually learn how to use that multiply, put that money to work for us. Everybody put in comments on my money works for me. My money works for me. All right. In the comments, I would love for you to tell us where you're connected from this evening, as we're broadcasting here out of Decatur, Georgia, our virtual studio. I'd love to know how far our reach is here this evening. Go ahead and say hello and let us know where you're connecting from. Love to shout out your city. Rep your city, rep your city. Miss Gigi King is in the house from YouTube. Thanks so much for joining. Good evening to you, Queen. How are you? Miss Vivian Reed is up in the house, Brooklyn, New York City. Hopefully everything's going well. I know New York has been hit hard with this coronavirus, this COVID-19. Ms. Wakita Nutri, good evening to you. How are you? Thanks so much for joining. We must protect this house. We must protect this house. And so, again, if you missed last episode, I really went in on understanding money. And once you begin to understand money, then you can begin to actually multiply, create multiple streams of income for yourself, become less dependent on others and more dependent on your skills, your abilities, and your experience that you have. Okay. And so now we want to talk about actually what you can do with that money, right? What you can do with that money to multiply. Your money should be working for you. Right now, Warren Buffett, who is the fourth richest man in the world, who's my mentor, he says this. He says, "Hey, if you never learn how to make money while you sleep, then you'll always be working for it." Yeah, he said, if you never learn how to make money while you sleep, then you'll always be working for it. How many guys actually woke up this morning and had more money this morning when you woke up than you did when you went to bed? Great question to ask. How many guys woke up this morning, Saturday morning, and you had more money on Saturday morning than you did Friday night? Right? You must learn how to make money work for you, or you'll always be working for it. Mr. Okolo, what's going on? Springfield, Massachusetts. Thanks so much for joining, man. Phyllis, Vicky, right? Is that a new last name or this is a new person? I don't know. Do I know you, Phyllis? I don't know. Hello, Phyllis. Miss Vicky, how are you? This is Carl Harvard, man. What's going on? St. Louis is in the house. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight on the New Black Wall Street. How are you? From Dade County, Florida. Dade County, Florida is in the house as well. So if you don't learn how to make money work for you, then you'll always be working for it. Now, we'll be looking at a couple things today. We are going to do a coronavirus update. I got to do that. I think it's important that we do that each and every show just to make sure that we have an understanding of what's going on. So we'll do that now. But while I'm trying to get that up, I want you to think about the times that we're in right now. And this is how you can actually begin to put your money in smart places, right? That makes sense, that is an educated guess that will actually increase over time, right? That'll increase. So I think we understand the areas or the spaces or the places, because we're going to be talking about businesses. Now, one place that you can go is real estate. That's cool. I'm not going to talk about real estate tonight. I'm talking about businesses. This is going to be companies that provide, right, that offer products and services to your community that bring value to your community. And if they bring value to a community, then that would mean that those companies are valuable. Would you agree? Not only do they bring value to your community, but they also bring jobs to your community. So in essence, you can say, hey, whatever company it's valuable. Now, during this time, we would begin to understand that there are certain companies that are more valuable than others for such a time as this. There are other companies that are less valuable than others. Now, the government, they give you a list. They tell you what's valuable. They told you and I that they have essential businesses and they have non-essential businesses. In the comments below, I'd like for you to share one non-essential business that you realize is not as valuable today as it was 3 weeks ago, based upon what the government has said. It said, hey, it's a non-essential business, got to close. Well, you can open back up when we get through this. So it's non-essential, means it's less important, less valuable today than it was 3 weeks ago. Doesn't mean it won't be more valuable later, but in comments share some companies, some business, some industry that we could deem that is surmised in this society as being less valuable now because it's a non-essential business and they're closed because they're non-essential. Go ahead and do that in the comments below as I go ahead and find us some stuff to look at here with the coronavirus. What's going on? Let's see here. Everybody's getting same person. Oh, same person. Okay, if it's Phil's got a last name. Is it true Warren Buffett's just sold shares of Southwest Airlines ticker symbol LUV? I don't know. We can take a look. Good. I don't know if he just sold it. He probably didn't just sell it. He probably sold it through 2 months ago. We just got the news. What's going on, Wichita? What's going on with you, Mr. Mark Daniels out of Wichita, Kansas? How you doing over Instagram? How are you guys doing tonight? All right. I see Mr. Okolo says, he said nails. Nails are, the nail salons are less valuable, right? They're not essential. So they're considered to be less valuable today. Doesn't mean that you don't want to get your nails done. It just means from a society standpoint, they're not as important or less valuable than some other other companies that are out there. Okay, anybody else? So this part that I'm talking about now is really about paying attention. And I'm telling you, if you just learn how to pay attention, and it's very difficult to pay attention because everything's trying to capture your attention. Everything's trying to get your attention so that you don't pay attention. And you pay attention to whatever's trying to get your attention. And until you learn how to focus, everybody put console focus, and actually pay attention, then you can actually use what you see to make money. It's really just that simple. So when I tell people getting rich is easy, they don't believe it because they haven't trained their brain, trained their eyes, trained their ears, and trained their mouth to pay attention. Okay, so this is all about helping you psychologically as well to think differently, so you can get different results. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying here. Again, what we're talking about is non-essential businesses. What are some businesses that the government that has said, you know what, are not essential? They're not as valuable today as they were 3 weeks ago. We don't need them open right now. That's kind of easy to see, is it not? Easy to interpret, right? Let's see what you guys got, man. Oh, y'all getting some good stuff in. He said nails. He said non-essential business, clothing, clothes, shoe stores, okay? Barber, right? Gyms, fitness centers, right? Clothing store, beauty salons. Focus, absolutely. Beauty supply stores, nail salons, hair salons, barbershops, veterinarians, the vets close. Focus. Car dealers, look at that, car dealers, down, right? That's my word of the week, focus, absolutely. Sit down restaurants, right? Sit down restaurants. Restaurants are still open, but you can't go in there and sit down, right? What's going on, Miss Angela? Lovejoy in the house. Clothing stores. Liquor store still open. Liquor store is an essential business. And the reason why, it's unfortunate, but the reason why a liquor store is an essential business, because liquor itself, or alcohol and or wine, could be used as a sedative. It could be used as medicine. So I know we don't look at it like that because we look at liquor store like everybody getting drunk. But it actually is essential to actually calm the people down during a time of crisis. So the liquor store is not actually a non-essential. Liquor store is actually an essential business. Does that make sense? Right? So they're still open. And it makes sense to me at first. I said, I get it. That's a medicine. It's a jacked up medicine, but it's a medicine nonetheless. It's a medicine nonetheless. Focus, what's going on, Mr. Consistent? Clubs. Right? I can't go see no titties and ass shaking on right now. You know, I'm a little deprived. I feel deprived. Cruise ships are actually still open. They're less valuable though. Good one. They're less valuable, but they're still open. There ain't nobody taking the cruise. No, I don't know where. I don't think, but they're still open. Hey, what's going on, Miss Mankins? What's going on, Tisha Betterman? How are you, Miss Queen? Tisha, what's going on? You free tonight, or you just watching? You know, I'm ready. I'll bring you on right now. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing, but you might be at work. I don't know. Not here. Oh, you said not there, Monica? Not here. What was you saying? Sit down restaurants? Yeah. So here in Atlanta, they have curbside and you can't go in and sit down, but some of those restaurants might have a curbside pick up, and down here in the South, I'm not quite sure in Philadelphia. So I guess it's different per city. I guess I don't know. Retail. So retail, definitely, right? You go to the mall, closed. Closed pretty much, right? Closed, down, right? Right? What's going on? Nightclubs, arcades, bingo, racetracks, right? Travel agencies. No need to have them right now. Ours have been closed for 3 weeks. Absolutely. Hotels. LOL. I think hotels may still be open. Some liquor stores are open. When this is finished, everyone will go to WWAA. I'm going to open me. I know that's right. Teachers say that's a liquor store is a recession-proof business. We see that, right? Liquor stores will never close, right? When people get depressed, what they want to go do, they want to drink themselves into a slumber, right? It just is what it is. We understand human behavior as well. Glad I got my headphones plugged in. No club. No, liquor store have been closed for 3 weeks. Okay, fantastic. I'm putting me a drive-through in the storefront. This lesson learned. Absolutely. right? Look at that. I like that. So Tisha says Tisha has got her like a, she does women's stuff and clothes and hair and stuff like that. Women's accessories, all the stuff, women's store, some type women's boutique. I don't know what she calls it. It's got these different names for it. But anyway, she said, hey, I learned. I'll make sure I have me some type of drive-through, right, in the storefront so that she won't have to close. She'll just still be able to provide services, and they'll just have to pull up and go to the back there, get their stuff and hand it out with the gloves and stuff like that. Say, hey, it won't happen to me again. So she's learning from what happened in 2020, right? So a curbside drive-through, no sit down. Okay, fantastic. So, so if we pay attention, we can see, right, with our own eyes, we can see non-essential, we can see closed, we can see not doing business right now, we can see losing money, we can see no profit, we can see probably not a good idea to be going long, probably not a good idea to be going long with them in the short term. Long meaning I'm not expecting those companies to increase in value right now. Now, that doesn't mean I don't expect them to increase in value later on, but I don't expect them to increase in value right now. So there's a short-term and a long-term approach depending on how you want to operate. All right, everybody put in console short-term versus long-term. And the reason why we had to have this type of conversation is because too many of us are linear in our thinking. We can only think one way. We only think one way. We choose to only think one way. So if that one way that we think is countered by the way that someone else thinks, then we say that they're wrong when actually both of them could be right. You can say, hey, I know it's not, I don't believe it's going to increase in value in the short term. And I can say, well, I think it's going to increase in value in the long term. And that could be both, both statements could be right. But what it depends on, the conversation or the dialogue means that both parties have to have evolved in their thinking to have a dynamic conversation or a dialogue. Unfortunately, we get stuck in our position and we say, no, you don't want to hear nothing else that got to be said. And you get stuck in one position. And that's very, very bad as an investor or as a person looking for opportunity. Here's the reason why. Because it makes it difficult for you to pivot or to change or to adjust when things don't go as you thought that they would go. Does that make sense? Right? That makes sense. What's going on, Miss McCallop? How are you doing tonight? Thanks so much for joining. Loving Pandora right now. Now, that was the non-essential. Okay. So let's flip the side. Let's say, okay, well, here's what we recognize to be essential businesses. These businesses are doing numbers. These businesses seem to be pretty busy. These businesses seem to be making money right now. I mean, we can only see with our eyes. It looks like they're doing okay. They may not be doing perfect. They might not be doing as well as they were doing, but they might be doing better during this period of time that we're in right now. So what are some businesses that you recognize that are probably more valuable today than they were 3 weeks ago? They're essential, necessary, important. We need them. We spend money there, a whole lot of money. What are some of those companies, right? That you're noticing with your eyes, you're paying attention, like, dang, whoo! I mean, every time I go over there, it seems like it's a party going on over there. I don't know what's going on over in that parking lot, right? And it may not be a parking lot because we got to start to open up our eyes. We may not even see it, right? Because there's some things that are digital and virtual. We just understand it, right? Supermarkets, right? Critical, absolutely necessary, right? 3M. Oh, you mean the company that make all the masks that everybody want and they can't get? Yeah, they're probably selling out like crazy right now. So a little bit valuable, being that everybody needs to wear masks. Makes sense. Okay, that's cool. Hospitals, right? Medical supplies, right? Healthcare. Insurance, health insurance, all this stuff, right? I mean, you're getting sick. You're going to go to the hospital, go to the clinic. You're going to probably use your insurance. There's going to be a reason why you've been paying all those premiums. Now, the thing about insurance companies is very kind of tricky because Insurance companies don't really want you to use your insurance because they got to pay. They really want to collect your premium and hope you never get sick. So the healthcare industry versus health insurance could be a little diametric, right? As more people get sick, then health insurance, more insurance money has to be paid out, which means it's less profitable because they're paying out of all the premiums that you paid them. If that makes any sense. Y'all do understand how insurance works, right? So we could think that insurance companies are going to be popping. I don't think so. I think insurance companies are going to actually be less. They're still valuable, but I think they're going to have less profitability because they got to actually, they try to figure out a way not to pay, by the way. They got to figure out, they're going to be trying to figure out ways not to pay, but they're going to have to pay because that's what we've been paying our just in case money for. So it's very interesting that correlation between healthcare being where you go to the hospital and they get paid versus health insurance that you use that pays the hospital that you go to. Is that making sense to anybody? Okay. Staples. Okay. Yeah. So there's some, a lot of people are trying to, get some stuff, make some stuff, send some stuff. They're going to the Office Depot, Office Max, Staples in order to then go, I guess, to the post office or something like that. I can see that. Staples probably ain't never been so busy. I mean, Staples was kind of like teetering, right? So they probably got, people using the fax machine and copy machine and all that stuff. That's pretty cool. I didn't even think about that. Liquor is always selling. Absolutely. Liquor is always selling, right? Healthcare, grocery stores, right? Home Depot. I call it Club Depot. Club Home Depot, Home Club Depot, whatever you want to call it. Whew. Oh, Lord. I don't think you can go over there and it not be a line from sun up to sundown. Okay. Laundromats. I didn't think about that. Laundromats, right? Grocery store, vitamin stores. I don't know about that. Our people ain't smart. Our people ain't too smart. We ain't too bright. We, maybe. I don't know. Dollar stores, right? Everybody trying to make their dollar stretch now, especially if you don't have much. So that's probably where you're shopping, dollar stores. Right, supermarkets and food, y'all. Okay, grocery store. Now, what about some places? Gas stations. I'm building a drive-through. I know that. There you go. Online education. How many guys have your children at home and they're on their laptop or PC and they're, doing their schooling and you kind of help them along the way? Now let's take that a step further, Miss Monica. Say, okay, well, if we have online education, well, what makes it available? How can we actually have online education? What are some of the things that we need in order to make that happen, right? Internet. Internet service providers, right? There may be some people who didn't have internet. They had to get internet in order to get Wi-Fi in order to then have their child participate in online education. Or it could be some other form of online education. A laptop. Who makes the laptops? Who makes the microprocessors inside of them? Who provides the service like a Windows or the search engines like Google? You see what I'm saying? We gotta go far now. If we start talking about that. MacBooks, right? It's pretty big. Google or Chromebooks or whatever by Google. You see what I'm saying? So you start going far. You say, man, just in online education, you can find all these other companies associated with online education. Zoom, in order to then do live, have video chats, so you don't have to worry about getting that Rona. Right? I can go on and on and on. It don't stop. Right? Clorox. Right? Clorox. Hospitals, nursing homes, assisted living facilities. Right? Zoom, absolutely. Microsoft. Post office. Yeah. Lowe's. Club Lowe's too. I know that's right. Banking, sending and receiving money. Now we start about banking, sending and receiving money. Then we start getting into all different types of banking, not just your traditional bank, or financial institution, but you have your non-traditional financial institutions like a Cash App, which is owned by Square, or a PayPal, which also owns something else. Now we got Zelle, whoever owns that. You see what I'm saying? So now you start getting into your financial institutions, but then you get into all the alternative financial institutions. As a matter of fact, I just went on PayPal to do a transfer to my bank account, and they said, hey, because of the COVID-19, you can instant transfer for free. I was like, oh, good, let me get that money right now. I need that. I don't need it in 3 days. I need it right now. And so I was able to do an instant transfer. And so they gave up something like that. So now you start talking about, what are people really using? Now, think about that for a second. Moving forward, are people, what do you think? Do you think more people will start moving, especially millennials? You think they're going to be using traditional banking systems moving forward? I don't think so. When we start looking at the future of money and transactions, it's going to be a whole new world in 5 to 10 years. I mean, our elders, they're going to keep going to the bank because that's what they used to. But as that generation dies off, the traditional banks as we know it become less valuable because they're going to be doing more digital transactions. You'll never see them at a bank. Nobody wants to sit in that line. We too impatient. Who want to sit there for 30 minutes just to get some change? What's going on? Y'all only got one teller. These are problems that the bank has because no one wants to be in that line for a long time for no reason. It don't take that long. Why did it take that long? Doesn't take that long. I hate going to the bank. Anybody else hate going to the bank? I mean, I love going and get my money, but I hate dealing with the bank because it just takes too long. I'll be like, get me in and out. I can go PayPal, Cash App, boom, bam. What takes so long? I don't know. that just might be personal. I hate the bank. Internet services, right? There you go. Now I was on a post. Somebody posted something, I don't know, yesterday or something, I don't know. And they was talking about, hey, I'm at home. What should I watch on Netflix? And everybody giving their suggestions and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, why y'all trying to figure out what y'all gonna watch? Let me go buy some Netflix stock. Because clearly, that's what y'all want to talk about. I want to talk about getting paid. I want to talk about getting rich or what y'all gonna do anyway. Everybody put a console anyway. And here's how I've learned to build my wealth. I just capitalize, and I know y'all don't like that word, but it is what it is. I capitalize on what people are going to do anyway. I used to fight the battle. I used to be, hey, stop standing in the line for the Jordans. Why y'all doing this stupid stuff with your money? Well, why don't you invest in the stock? I used to be that guy. Not no more. Now I'll be like, go right ahead. Do what you do because you're going to do it anyway. What I'm going to do is figure out how to make money off what you're going to do anyway. The same way that everybody else does. They figure out what you're going to do anyway, and they figure out how to make money off what you are going to do anyway because it's human behavior. It's human behavior. You understand what I'm saying? It's human behavior. Now, you and I, we can decide not to participate in what everybody else is doing. You and I, we can decide to do something different or the opposite. And here's what I learned. If you simply do the opposite of what everybody else is doing, you'll be rich. Or at least you won't be broke. Because everybody else is broke. Here's something else that I learned. People are still spending money. Okay? People are still spending money. So I hear people say, oh, people are broke. No, they're not. No, they're not. I mean, maybe your friends are broke, but I know a whole bunch of people that still spending money. When I'm getting $125, $200 orders and stuff like that, people got money. Yeah. I just had a brother drive, 25 minutes to come see me for some hand sanitizer. He drove up in a Mercedes, with the top down. I was like, damn, you rolling, you balling. That's what I was like, damn. See, I came to get some hand sanitizer. People are spending money. So I want, for all you guys, I know you got the heart, the Christian heart. You're thinking about the poor. But I want to tell you there's some rich folk in the land. And there's some people who not poor. They just over broke. And there's some stupid people in the land. And they just keep spending their money. I don't try to stop them no more. I just say keep doing what you've been doing. When you're ready to learn, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. That's about how I live right now. When you're ready, I'll be here to teach you. Until then, I'm going to watch what you do, and I'm going to learn how to get rich off of you. Okay? Look at that. She said, our sanitizer sold out again. Yeah, we're going to spend money, right? Here's the deal. Money is a cash flow. Everybody put it down, so cash flow. It's a cash flow. It continues to move. It's a currency too. You can call it a currency. It's a current behind it. It keeps moving. The only difference between now and 3 weeks ago is its destination. That's it. Okay, I couldn't go on a cruise. I can't go to the football game. So now I got all this money that I was going to spend to do some stupid stuff with. Let me find something else good and stupid to do with it. I mean, I'm so used to doing stupid stuff. Well, let me find something else stupid to do with it. And that's the nature, that's the human behavior of people who just simply are in the box. Okay? Did I belabor that point? Maybe I belabored that point. I don't know. When this is over, banks are going to come out on top, including internet provider, social and internet provider stocks. There's a lot of so Gigi, there's a lot of companies that when this is over are going to come out on top. So let's not. I mean, those are some probably. Those are not the only ones. It's going to be a whole bunch of companies. I'm telling you, this is the time right now. If you position yourself properly, you can come out of this thing smelling like roses. Okay? I'm talking about smelling. I'm talking about filthy rich. If you position yourself properly during this time when everybody else is spending their money, and you could be investing your money. You could be investing your money. Now, again, it first starts with you getting the money. And it means that, and it also continues with you doing smart things with the money when you get it. Because I don't think you have a problem getting it. Now, some of you guys, you may be in a position where you don't have the job that you had. That don't mean you can't go get no money. That just simply means you find another way to get it. That don't mean you give up. That don't mean you just lay back and say, oh, I don't got no job. Let me file for unemployment. That's my only option. No. Why is that? Who said that's your only option? You? Why did you believe that? There's some places hiring if you want to go get a job, or while you unemployed, you might well figure out a way to start your own thing and provide some value to the marketplace that people are gonna pay you for. Who said that's your only? Who said that's your only option? Who got you to believe that? Okay, I'm a fighter. I don't know about you. I ain't going down without a fight. I mean, if I'm going down kicking and screaming. Right? So you get the money, then you do smart things with the money. I.e. save some of the money, i.e. make sure you take care of your needs. Forget about your wants for right now. Okay? All those dates you was going on, fellas, so you can get some nookie. Hey, there's social distancing right now. You might not be getting as much nookie as you used to getting, okay? All right, we're gonna have to let that go for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Right? You know what I'm saying? Going to the nail shop and spending, whatever, $150, get your hair done. Might not be doing that right now. Might have to go ahead and, braid it on up for 2 months and call it a month or so, call it a day. You know what I mean? Might start cutting my own hair. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Save a little money. In the comments below, I'd like you to share something that you can do or you have done, right, to save some money during this time. Some adjustments that you made, that you're spending less money today than you did yesterday. Well, what's something that you're doing or you have done or you are planning to do to say, you know what, this cutback season. Everybody putting guys on cutback. You're cutting back so you can have a little bit more, you can make your money go longer in the areas that are necessary. What's a luxury that you're saying, I'm cutting this back. Some people can call it a fast, whatever. You're saying right now, that's not necessary. Right now, that's a luxury. You're saying, you know what, husband, your wife, I know we used to live in this type of life, but we got this Rona thing going right now. We don't know how long it's going to last. We got a dumbass government that don't never tell us the truth. We don't know what to do, but what we can do is control the things that we can control. So for right now, this right here going to be cut for just, 2 months. Let's see if we can cherish one another. And build our relationship without us having to just sit in front of this boob tube, and never talk. What's some things that you are doing to cut back, right? People don't want to touch money. All right. Anyway, exactly, brother. Capitalize, absolute cash flow, right? Money is a cash flow. Absolute investing your money. They go. I know that they're already on the virtual dates. They cyber sexing, they cyber texting and cyber sexting and all that stuff. Look at that. She said, cook at home. How many guys, you know what? You ain't really got no choice. You're like, I don't even know if I go to the store or to the restaurant, I don't know if they're going to be open. Who want to take that drive and find out they're not open? So you might just cook at home. Matter of fact, Thursday and Friday, we've given away free produce, right? So people could cook at home, make the stew, make the crock pot, fantabulous dish that's gonna last you 3-4 days, and y'all be leftover after leftover after leftover. What's some things you're doing? All right, she said, well, we were already cutting back. You cutting your own hair right now, Ms. Miguel? Ms. Miguel on Instagram said he cutting his own hair right now. I know that's right. Anybody else, what you guys doing? Cut back. Ooh. Okay, we're good. What else y'all doing to cut back? Like he said, it's cutback season. It's cutback season, right? It's cutback season, right? Fast food takeout. All right. Since my hairstyle is closed, I perm my own hair. Say, oh, look at that. She said, I perm my own hair, baby. I ain't forgot. I mean, I ain't done it in a while, but I still know how to perm my own hair. I got that thing perm. Save me $125. Right? What's something you doing? Look at that. Mark Dan said, man, we got rid of that $200 cable bill. Cutback season. You know what I'm saying? It ain't necessary right now. We got other things, right? No movies, no eating out. Right? No eating out. Cooking more. Man, don't it feel good to have a real meal with some minerals and vitamins and all the stuff ain't sucked out of it? It's like, this meat tastes a little different when we make it at home. These potatoes actually got some taste to them. It just don't taste hot. Everybody ever had something that just tastes hot? You be like, this tastes hot. You're like, that's not a taste, but it tastes hot. I don't taste nothing else, but I taste hot. No beauty salon. Yes, I did cook at home for me and my son. Absolutely. All right. Just tastes hot. All right. All right. So let's take a look here, man. Do a little coronavirus thing, man. Real quick, see what's going on, man. I'm going to look at the World Health Organization. I think this is important just to keep people informed. It is what it is. These are numbers, maybe inaccurate, maybe accurate, but this is what they give us. It is what it is. So, in the world, since this thing has launched, it had its outbreak or whatever, since the outbreak started, we've had 1 million infections across the world and 57,000 deaths across the world. Okay? Now, no one likes to see death or anyone die, but, when you do the numbers, you realize that rate is not, let's just do it. Let's do it. So the rate is this. So we take 57,000, 57,206, divided into, this is just simple math, guys. Simple math. One side 5.9. We realize that the mortality rate since this thing has launched is 5%. 5%. Now, that does not mean that 95% of the people have actually survived or fully recovered. It just means that only 5% of the people who actually have caught it since it started back in December, November, October, only 5% of those people have actually passed away. Now, this also does not represent the number of people who are actually on the planet. So we got about 7.7 billion. So if we take the infection rate, 1,056,159, and we divide that by 7.7 billion. Let's see if I get there. 100,000 million, 100,000 million billion. We get a 0.001% infection rate. You see, when we start doing the numbers, it sounds a little different. Okay, so we got 1 million infections, but we got 7.7 billion people on the planet. So we only have a 0.01% infection rate based upon the number of people who actually live on the planet. And we're talking about a worldwide spread pandemic. Doesn't sound so bad. I mean, it's bad, but it doesn't sound so bad when you factor in the number of people that we actually have living here on the earth. That makes sense. Now, we also see that, Russia has very little impact. Only 4,100 people have been infected so far in Russia. We also find out that China, although they had 80,000 people, we're going to look at that next, they're actually getting over this thing. They're actually coming down to the end of their activity, and we'll find out about active cases. We also understand the United States is ramping up. A whole bunch going on in the United States, and we'll find out where. We'll look at where in the United States. We'll also see, as we look at this map, that Canada, relatively low infections. All across South America, relatively spotty. All across Africa, relatively spotty. All across Australia, relatively spotty. It's just very interesting how this thing just seems to be jumping from China to Italy, right, which makes sense, to this Mediterranean area, which is above Africa, but didn't really come into Africa, and then jumped across the ocean to the United States. Didn't really touch Canada, didn't really touch Mexico, but just said, you know what, we got to get to the United States. And it makes sense because we got to get to New York City, which is the hub across the ocean from the Middle East or the Mediterranean to North America. But it came to the United States. Okay. This is why, you start to hear people talk about it. It just don't make sense. How that happened? I mean, it just decided where it was going to go. It's just an outbreak that decided where it's going to go. Now, we do have cases all around the world, but relatively speaking, the bulk of it is in the United States, and it's also in actually the Mediterranean. It had big spots in China, but China is actually dissipating now. Now, if I come over to this website here, let me see. Am I big enough here? Yeah, I'm big enough. If I'm big enough here, we come over to this website, which is a independent website. Hopefully they don't take it down. It's probably gonna go down soon because they don't like independent stuff around here. Independent thought. It's saying that, hey, United States, 31,000 infections across the United States with 8,000 deaths, right? So same thing, we're gonna do the math. Everybody put it down, so do the math. 8,000, 8,400 divided by 311, 357. So the United States, as it stands today, has a 2.7% mortality rate, which is below average. The average, as we saw, was 5% across the world. United States is below average at 2.7% mortality rate, although we have the most infections right now. And it does not mean that more people won't die. But this is just understanding the numbers as they stand today. We also have, though, the number that they don't report, which is we're currently at 14,000, right? 14,000 recoveries, fully recovered. Had it, don't have it anymore. Okay, that's what we currently see. We come down here to China, as I mentioned. China had 82,000 infections. Out of those 82,000 infections, 76,000 of those infections recovered. So let's do that number: 76927 divided by 82,524. So China is sitting at a 93% recovery rate. Now, here's what's interesting to me. When you start talking about people and their thoughts and their theories, we'll say something like this: I hope we're not getting those masks or getting anything from China, because that's supposedly where they originated from. And I'd be like, well, you do know that China got a 93% recovery rate, so I'm trying to find out what the heck China doing. And if China was using those masks and they recovered 93% of those people, I probably need to be using those Chinese masks. Now, here's the other interesting thing. If you were in China, you'd probably be saying the same thing. Man, we don't need to be using nothing from the United States because they the one that brought it over here. So it's all relative, right? But the numbers speak for themselves. Look. China is down to only 2,200 active cases left. They about to start. They closing down hospitals that they opened just for coronavirus because they almost done with it. And we silly people will be like, no, we don't want to have nothing to do with China because we keep listening to, those that are in charge that do not have our best interests at heart. Now, here's some things that have happened that I want you guys to understand and see and start to just think about for a second. Overnight, last night, Amazon, right, stopped selling. Two things happened. 3M, right, was forced by the government under some Defensive Protection Act or something like that to stop selling masks outside the United States. So don't send none to Canada, don't send none to China. You're forced to just deal with us here in the United States. Interesting thing about 3M, though, is that they have manufacturing plants in China. So they can manufacture in China, but they can't sell in China. They got to send it over the United States and then deal with us here in the United States. Here's the other thing, and I get it, right? Because we have hospital medical facilities that do not have proper equipment. So great, let's protect our people that are protecting us. But here's the other thing that happened. Amazon stopped selling masks to the public. Okay, so 3M is contracted by the government. Amazon stopped selling masks to the public. Home Depot is out until May. Granger is out, right? 3M is contracted, so you can't get any from there. So what the heck the public gonna do? What about? But they're just gonna get sick and go into the hospital, and then possibly have more spread in the hospital. So it's strange to me. Like, so if you were to go right now, if you go on Amazon, if you were to go on Google, you're gonna find that you're not gonna find much. I was like, what happened to Google? It's like Google took down all these sites that might have been selling masks, and you can't find them on Google no more. Not that they're not still open, not that they're not still selling. You just can't find them on Google. I find this very strange. What about the people? They need, man. If they want to get an N95 mask, let the people get a mask. I mean, if that's what they feel like they need to protect themselves, if they want to do a little cloth thing and that's what they want to do, okay. Good luck to you, okay. All right. So I just find that very interesting. But I pull these numbers up to say, man, doesn't it make sense, right? To learn from whatever China did, whatever they did, whether we like China, don't like China, whether we trust China, don't trust China, whatever they did worked. And I just a firm believer, keeping it simple, let's do what works. Everybody putting guys on do what works. Do what works. If that's what works, let's do what works. Okay? Tuesday. All right, 74,000 recovering in the U.S., right? Let's do what works. Now, let's get on over here to the good stuff. All right. So I'm done talking about coronavirus. Just want to give y'all a couple of updates. Hopefully calm your nerve when you start looking at real numbers. Let's go ahead and take a look and start talking about some of these things. So you guys did very well in identifying, right? You identified some non-essential, right? We identified things that are maybe less valuable today than they were 3 weeks ago. We identified some things, some companies, some businesses, some products, some services that are considerably more valuable today than they were 3 weeks ago. And one of those things you guys brought up were obviously the mask, right? The protective equipment, which is, out of stock, highly valuable, high in demand, and those who actually can supply that demand make the money. Does that make sense? Right? Those who can supply the demand, they're the ones who make the money. So we'll take a look at 3M to start with, and we'll go from there. So I'm not going to go through a whole market thing today because I'm going to do that on Monday for my regular show. There are some interesting articles here. You got a billionaire, the Brooklyn Nets owner. He's going to donate ventilators and masks to New York, right? Walmart. They limited the number of customers that come into the Walmart. So we got a lot of stuff going on in the economy. I'm going to go over all of this stuff on Monday when I do my regular show. I do a show on Mondays, Monday through Friday, the Money and Power Show. So I'm not going to go through all of that tonight. I really wanted to look at some companies tonight and see if we can see something, see if we see anything. All right. So we'll start with 3M. But what I will do, I'll take a look at the market real quick. So the market was down, right? Only 1% on Friday, right? A lot of things going on. Oil, China. I don't want to talk about none of this stuff because I gotta do some more research. Paycorn. Yeah, I don't want to talk about none of this stuff. All right, let's go. Let's look at 3M. Now, me personally, I looked at 3M. I had a brother who put a picture up. I guess he's in construction or something like that, and it had 3M on it, and I was like, at first, and then I was like, that makes sense because I was paying attention. So I went ahead and got me some 3M. So 3M, let's talk about this a little bit. So 3M is a 3M company. They're down 24% for the year. They're down. But again, what do we see? We see that there's huge demand for the stuff that they make. And if there's huge demand for the stuff to make, somebody's going to pay for them to make more of it. And if somebody's going to pay for them to make more of it, then they can expect to make more money. Does that make sense? So although their stock is down, that does not equate to the relative value that they have in the market. So the principle is price is what you pay, value is what you get. So although their stock is down 24%, and that means that the price of their stock or the price of their company, or price per share has gone down. But if we can surmise that the value of this particular company is going up, then eventually the price has got to match the value. Eventually. Does that make sense? Let me say that again. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. So if the price is down 24% for the year, but the value of this particular company and what they bring to the marketplace and the value that they bring to save lives is up, then eventually the price has got to catch up with the value. Would you agree? Agree or disagree? Right? Eventually. Now that's to say, man, are they priced correctly? We don't know. That's things we can look at. We can surmise. We can, we think about that, right? But is there price? Gold is more valuable. That's relative. I guess we take a look at that as well. Do you think that you're saying that the price will catch up to the value that they are bringing, that they present, the position that they are in the marketplace, right? So let's keep going with 3M. I always like to start by finding out exactly what they do, because they do a lot more than what you think. And you probably have done a lot of business with 3M and not know. But over the past month, let's see if this thing updates for us, because sometimes it doesn't. I'll do a quick little refresh. All right, let's see if we get an update on it. So the past month down 13%. All right. So I'm starting to profile and find out exactly what 3M does. So 3M company is a technology company. I know that. Technology. They're producer manufacturing. Their industrial conglomerates is their industry. It's a $76.5 billion company, a multi-billion-dollar company. It's considered a technology company, which I didn't know. But they manufacture, right, industrial, safety, and consumer products. It operates through the following segments: safety and industrial, transportation and electronics, healthcare, a technology company in healthcare, and consumer. The safety and industrial segment consists of personal safety. That's what we know about, right now. Industrial adhesives and tapes, abrasives, closure and masking systems, electrician markets, automotive aftermarket, and roofing granules. The transportation and electronics segment consists of electronics, automotive and aerospace, commercial solutions, advanced materials, and transportation safety. The healthcare segment includes medical and surgical supplies. Medical and surgical supplies, and health and infection prevention products, oral care solutions, separation and purification sciences, health information systems, inhalation and transdermal drug delivery systems, and food safety products. The electronics and energy segment involves in the optical film solutions for electronic displays, packaging and interconnection devices, insulating and splicing solutions, touch screens, touch monitors, renewable energy component solutions, infrastructure protection products. And the consumer segment produces products include office supply products, stationary products, home improvement products, home care products, protective material products, certain consumer retail personal safety products, and consumer health care products. The company was founded in 1902. That's 118 years. 108. So we're talking about a 118-year-old company that's $76 billion. It's a $70.6 billion company, and they do a whole bunch of stuff that helps make America great again. Now, if we were to break down segments, we can say, well, certain segments will do better than others, right? From them, they may not do so well, maybe in the transportation and electronics segment of their business, but look at all these other multiple streams of income that 3M has. Everybody putting accounts on multiple streams. So 3M has multiple streams of income. So if something goes down, that's okay. We'll make money over here. Right? Yeah, I got you. GLD gold is used as a hedge as a safety, right? The reading to me makes me happy. Okay. So yeah, I can talk about gold in a second, Miss Gigi. I don't want to. Let me finish this. I'll talk about gold. 3M over the past 5 years through 2019. Guess what? They've been hiring. Isn't this interesting? They've been hiring. We're gonna take a look at. I want to see what I want to look at. I can't wait to go to their website. So they've been hiring over the past 3 years. Let's take a look at their financials. So that shows strength. When we see they're hiring, they got more stuff to do, more work that needs to be done. They got to bring more people on. That shows relative strength. We show the past 4 years up through 2018, their sales have increased every year, or almost every year. Over the past 3 years, the sales have increased. We see as well that their gross income has increased over the past 4 years up to 2018. And we also see here that their net income has been relatively the same. Now, here's what this tells me. Net income relatively the same, but increasing in sales, increasing in gross income tells me that they're a pretty solid company. Solid. 118 years, right? 76.5 billion dollar company. They keep bringing home the same amount of money every year, right? That's solid. Okay? Solid as a rock. That's what this love is. Feeling it. All right, here's their assets and liabilities, guys. Here's what they own as a company versus what they owe as a company. Here's their debts versus their assets, right? So their current assets, total assets, after being in business for 118 years, they've accrued 36.5 billion in assets. That's half of their value, right? You got $76 billion company, 36.5 billion in assets. Their liabilities is 26.8. So that's about 10 billion in equity or above water. This right here is interesting to me because I think that they should. I mean, if you've been in business for 110 years, 118 years, you would think that their equity would be greater. But then they also have the stuff called research and development, expansion, and all that stuff, taking on new buildings, buying out companies. So I believe that they've been probably using their equity to continue to grow their different sectors of their business. And I wonder where they're putting where they're investing at right now. So it's not too alarming. It's just like, trying to figure out, well, why they don't have more equity? Because tells me they're still trying to grow. They're still trying to go. We saw that, right? We saw employee growth. That's growth. They got more jobs. They got more opportunity, which means they're probably expanding in a place. They bring more people on. That's kind of what it says to me. We take a look at their forecast here, and I'll take a look at the chart. So forecasts become from the analysts. And here's where we can see, the analysts are saying, hey, man, this thing got down to 133. It's still, although it's down, it's still relatively, again, solid company. That's really, if you consider the market, it's really still holding its own. And we see the huge demand for some of the stuff that they actually make. So let me keep going. I'll surmise it a little bit. So analysts are saying, man, basically you got 18 analysts on this company. It's a pretty boring company. So if you're a person saying, you know what, I like skyrocketing stuff. I'm looking for growth. So I want something to just take off. This ain't the company for you. But if you're someone maybe older, conservative, you're saying, you know what, I just want something that ain't gonna lose me money. I want something that's just gonna I built up enough capital. I just want to protect it. This is the type of company that you want, right? It's solid. It ain't gonna lose. It might drop in value every now and then, but it's bringing too much value into the marketplace for you to actually lose with a company like this. Does that make sense? It's not going out of business anytime soon, right? $10 billion in equity, $76.5 billion company, increasing growth as far as their employees are concerned, bringing more jobs available through them. What else did we find? Pretty much steady as far as the net income, increasing in sales, increasing in gross income. All those signs, all those phrases, especially if you're in business. Matter of fact, who's here got a business that they run? You're a business right now for yourself, or you run a business, you operate in a business. Who's here that got a business that they run? And we start talking about your net sales increasing every year, your gross income increasing every year, your net income being in the positive, and you pretty much holding your own or increasing every year. Every year you're hiring more people. What does that say to you as a business person? How's your business doing? And if you are a business person, but you see, Tisha and all this growth that she's got going on, and she's like, hey, I want to go ahead and put forth this little package, and I'm looking for investors. And you see that their net income is strong, that they got positive equity, that they're hiring all the time, that they're growing in sales. Would you be more apt to say, you know what, I'm willing to invest in Tisha? She seems like she knows what she's doing. You see how you start looking at stuff when you start, man, that seems like she on the right track. I'll bet on that, right? I'll bet on that, right? He said, without multiple streams of income, I would be so messed up right now. Oh, black people, please find at least 3 streams to make money. Absolutely. No more mom and pop conglomerates. Yeah, that's a big word, ain't it? Solid company, right? Hey, what's going on, coffee cakes? What's going on? Oh, what's up, Kate? You know, look at you with your name. Steady income, right? What is the name of the company? It's 3M. 3M, right? So if your fellow black owned, black man, black woman owned business came to you with these type of numbers, hey man, 5 years we grew. We're a $76.5 billion company. Past 5 years, we've increased in our employees. We just hired over 25,000 people. Our sales over the past 4 years have increased. All right, our gross income. This is the income that came in before we paid everything. That's increased. Our net income, our take home pay, what we bring home, that's pretty much steady. Right? Been around for 100 years. Right? Would you be like, okay, they say, hey, we're looking for some investors. Would you sign up? That's how you start thinking about this. And then if you're on the business side, are you putting your business in position to have strong numbers like this so you can actually get investors? Now, it may not be to this magnitude because they've been around for 118 years. But shoot, if you can show it small, surely you can do it big. Oh, put that in the comments. Well, if I can do it small, surely I can do it big. Put that in the comments below. Because it all starts small. 3M probably started with one little store back in 1902, and now they got 5 streams of income doing business in all these different sectors, but they all started small. They all started small. Okay? Now, let's go over here to their shareholders. Now, here's where we start to get, probably see some shady stuff going on, but we'll look at it nonetheless. As soon as it wants to. All right, so here's what's very interesting. Now, we look at most companies, we'll see that that most companies had a lot of selling going on around February and March. 3M didn't. This is very interesting to me. They actually had their chairman and CEO actually buy some stock. So not a whole lot, not no big numbers. The chairman sold some stock, bought some stock on 131. Not the same. He sold and bought, saying he didn't really have it. Probably cashed in on the option or something like that. Michael G. Vale, he sold 5,000. So no big money was transacting here that would tip somebody off to say they're selling to tank, which is very interesting because they didn't, like some other companies that you see their CEOs have bought, sold off a lot of shares. 3M didn't. And we see where we are now with 3M. I'm telling you, how did they know? Why was 3M not a company that had a lot of sales? A lot of short sale or a lot of selling off of the stock from the people who run the company. When we see other companies that did, how did they know to keep, to hold instead of sell? When other companies, it seemed like they knew to sell. So this hopefully it gives you indication that our knowledge, our information, the information that you and I get is old. The news that we get is old. The data that we're looking at now is old. Like we're not in a position that we can control this data, so we just get it when they give it to us. We're on a need to know basis. Everybody putting down, so I'm on a need to know basis. You're on a need to know basis. And by the time you do know, you needed to know it a long time ago. That's why we actually have to use what we call forecast or progressive thinking to say, you know what, let me try to think ahead and just beat the market. That's really what you have to do. You have to literally beat the market. You have to beat them at their own game by using your brain to say, okay, where do I think this is going moving forward? That's how you got to do it. You're not going to be able to look at data. You can look at data and get an idea of what has happened, what may happen in the future, but you got to use your gut. You got to use what you see. You got to use some of the things I'm talking about now, value versus price, and say, they ain't sell. Well, if they didn't sell, well, shoot, I don't need to sell. If they didn't sell, they still holding the people that run the company. Maybe I need to be holding with them. I mean, clearly they're not in the business to lose money. So, and then we see the demand for some of the products that they make. So I can surmise that some big money is going to be coming into this company. Some big money, and I'm talking about that government money. I'm talking about your money that you pay to the government that then they use to send to these businesses. I'm saying I can predict, based upon what I'm looking at now, that some big money is going to start coming into this company. Big money. I'm talking about big money. I mean, my little $100 don't mean nothing. I'm talking about hundreds and $100,000s and $100 millions of dollars. So look at this. Institutional investors purchased net 6.6 million shares of 3M during the quarter ending in June of 2019. That's old. Right now on 69.9. So I got old information here, but let's see if there's anything happened recently. I don't know if we can. This is so institutional money would be. So look at this. Take Cool Investment. Right. These are like money managed. These are like hedge funds. These are like your when you retire, when you're in your retirement accounts. Those companies that run your retirement accounts are out here buying stock, like Vanguard. You see, Vanguard is a big holder of 3M. So the latest institutional activity, which would be the big money, the institutions that house your money, they had on February 28th, 152,000 shares were bought. On 3/3, UBS bought 114,000 shares. Azimuth Capital on 3/31, which was 3 days ago, bought 62.1 thousand shares. How come nobody's selling? How come none of these institutions, none of the big money sold? If I can do it small, surely I can do it big. If I can do it small, surely I can do it big. Do 3 offer it. We getting there. We getting there. Need to know basis. Need to know basis. I'm on a need to know basis. All right. Is this helping anybody out? Starting to look at this stuff, man. Ain't nobody ain't never looked at nothing like this. You know what I'm saying? It's new to me. Hey, let me tell you something. I want you guys to understand that when we start talking about the wealth transfer, the wealth of the wicked laid up for the just and all this stuff, right? In this country, the wealth of the wicked is in Wall Street. And in this country, or in our society, those who it's laid up for are not in the game. And so I like to tell people like this. I say, yeah, it's laid up for the just, but the just won't go get it because they won't learn the game. I'm saying it again. The transfer of wealth is in Wall Street. I don't care how you look at it. You can say real estate. Real estate is tied to Wall Street. To me, it's all the same. The stock market is a part of Wall Street. Real estate is part of Wall Street. All these assets, almost all of them, are part of Wall Street. Okay? So it's getting in the game, the money game, the wealth game. Okay? Let's keep going. So we see that big institutional money on the past, month, roughly I can buy 1 share, 2 shares. You know what I'm saying? I can buy $133 a share. I can probably give you 2-3 shares or some half a shares. They buy 152,000, 114,000, 62,000 shares. You see what I'm saying? Nobody's selling. Why nobody selling? Right? Now, she asked about here. So we go over here, right? Now look at this. Products for consumers. I want to go here. I think this would be interesting. So y'all can see, oh Lord. Let's just look at all the consumer products. I want y'all to see all the stuff that y'all buy or y'all might use for 3M that y'all don't know. I ain't gonna go through all of it, but it's probably a whole bunch. I mean, look at this, 133 cleaning products. This is crazy. Anyway, Field Treats, Scotch, Command, whatever that is. Whatever Command is. Self-fusing silicone rubber electrical tape. Whole bunch of stuff that's probably in Home Depot. Scotch tape. Oh, look at that, Scotch Brite. Right, some dishwashing stuff. Look at this, Postmates, all the little Post-it notes. That's 3M. Look at that. All the stuff, y'all, we don't know this stuff. Scotch Brite, Post-it notes. What else? Some other Stickum stuff. Jewelry racks. Scotch Brite Post-it. I guess that's pretty popular. Let me go up here. Let me see if I can find. Let me go over here to the cleaning products. I want to click on this thing. Cleaning and protection. Look at this stuff. All this stuff. All these pads and brushes and stuff. All this stuff is 3M. Look at this stuff. Look at this stuff. So Scotch, bro, look at this. Scotch Guard. Right? Let's look at something else. See what else we got. Sponges and brushes. We looked at that. Let's look at brands. Just look at brands. Is it going? No, it ain't gonna work like that. Okay, let me go back. All right, this is interesting to me. Let's look at home improvement. Scotch Blue, tape, 3M adhesive, wall products, lead tech, command hanging solutions, home filtration products, home energy products. Let's look at office supplies. All this stuff is 3M. We just didn't know it. Okay, I already looked at office supply. Let's see what else. Personal health care. Let's see what this is. Ace bandages. Look at that. Next care. Ace. All your gauze pads and stuff. Look at this stuff. All this is 3M. School supplies. All right, we got that already. So, I think we got that point. Now, what we want to do is come back over here. And she asked about dividends. So we're going to come down here, figure out where we need to be. We're looking for this little thing called investors somewhere. So their brands are Post-it, Scotch Brite, Command, Filtrete, NextCare, Scotch Painters, investor relations. So as an investor, somebody that might be interested in investing in 3M, you come here first. You got your stock information. You got your dividends, right? Somebody asked about dividends. So right now, on 224, they paid one. Look at this, $1.47. Wow. Is that a quarter? Oh, shoot, shucky ducky. That's a quarter. Okay, $1.47. So basically, $1.47 they're paying out to their investors per share, per quarter. So $1.47 times 4, that's $5.88. We'll take that $5.88 and we'll divide it by their stock price. $5.88 divided by the stock price. Divided by 133.87. So they are paying out a 4.39% dividend. A 4.39% dividend yield annually. Annually. Okay? So let's recap. That like that 3 are going to go up in the summer and the fall. Great take-home money for Christmas, right? Command use that stuff all the time, putting things on the wall. Command are wall hooks made glue putty that won't damage the wall when you take it out. Look at y'all. Y'all know this stuff, right? So we're talking about a $76.5 billion company. I just want to run this off and you tell me what you think. $76.5 billion company, right? That's $10 billion in equity or positive equity. They pay a 4.39% dividend yield. They've been increasing in their employees every year for the past 5 years. I mean, they've been growing more jobs, more work to do. There's high demand for some of the products that we know of right now. As a matter of fact, we can say even more products because not only do we recognize that the masks are very valuable right now, but we also understand that Home Depot gets filled right now, which is the time when people are doing home improvement. So they're probably buying some of this other stuff, tape and all this stuff to actually make their house look better since they're going to be in it all the time for a little while. So we see some demand going on for 3M. What else did we find out? Lord Jesus, that the institutional investors got money coming in, that the owners or the executives of the company didn't sell, which is strange. I don't know what else. It's probably some more stuff. It's a 118-year-old company. It's pretty solid with net income. And whatever else. So then you ask yourself, you say, well, what do I see for the near-term future of 3M? And being that it's a blue chip stock, meaning that it's going to pay me think about it. If you were to invest in 3M right now, a year from now, they would have paid you back 5%, basically 5% of what you invested, 4% of what you invested, you get back. That's cash back. Everybody put cash back. Now, how much when you go use your credit card and you go actually pay, put your stuff on credit and it be a 15% interest rate or 10% interest rate, and they say they're gonna give you cash back, that cash back is like 0.15%, right? To use their money. And they're gonna just pay you back what you pay them. But here you have a company that'll pay you back for investing in them, and then you also had the opportunity to participate in their potential appreciation as well. So you get double for your trouble. A solid company that pays a 4.39% dividend, which is in high demand, and quite possibly we could say is undervalued based upon its price in the market right now. So here's my question. Because the dividend is pretty much, it's not guaranteed, but it's about 95% guaranteed, right? What are your thoughts though? Do you think, based upon what we have covered or uncovered or discovered or uncovered today, let's just say a year from now. Now I go for a year. The reason why I say a year is because once you get to a year in your investment, then you are considered a long-term investor. Once you get to a year, you move into a different tax bracket, a lower tax bracket. You pay less on your appreciation or less on your profits or less on your gains when you get to a year holding something than you do if you are a short-term trader. So short-term traders pay more in taxes. And I don't think they really factor that in to their overall, their bottom line. But in a year from now, from where we stand, a year from now in April of 2021, do you think that 3M, the price of 3M, or not the value, but the price, because we already uncovered the value, but do you think that the price of 3M will be higher, about the same, or lower than it is right now? Put that in the comments below. What do you think? Now, this is just a guess. We don't know. We could be right. We could be wrong. Just a guess. Based upon what you see. I mean, what's going on right now? Do we think it'll be higher, about the same, lower than it is right now? And here's the beautiful thing. Even if it stays the same, I still get 4%, which beats inflation as long as I hold it. I still get 4% that beats inflation as long as I hold it. That's a good deal to me. That's a good deal. Say higher. You think higher? Cash back, right? Higher, right? So higher. Oh, what's up, Glenn Tate Williams? What's going on, April? So the thing is, if you think it's going to be higher, and you say, hey, I want to get that 4% dividend, then you got to put your money where your mouth is. You got to say, man, let me see what I can do about grabbing me something that I believe is going to be higher, something I believe has value, something I believe that I know will pay me 4% back of what I invested. And there's a couple ways you can do that, right? You can, if you got the money, you can, that's why the saving is important. You can go invest in about $133, get your whole share. If you're not there, you can say, you know what, I'm going to build my portfolio up over time. And if you want 3M to be a part of your portfolio, I've been teaching Cash App investing. You can buy fractional shares so you can build up to the point where you have a full share. That's an option for you as well. You can buy direct. There's ways for you to actually buy direct without going through a broker. But more often than not, you'll be going through a broker. But it really comes down to a decision for you and your money and your household if you want to attach it to whatever you believe, the direction of this company called 3M is going to go. Does that make sense? Right? Yes, they'll be higher because they have great intrinsic value. That's the key, intrinsic value. All right. All right. Now, you talked about gold. So let me talk about gold for a little bit. All right. Any questions about 3M? Any questions? And here's the last piece I'll say. So here's how, I want to make sure I'm covering the topic, how you can get rich during Rona. I've already talked about how you can actually increase your income. If you missed that episode, go back. If you still don't know, you're still wondering, okay, what can I do as an individual? I'm still lost. What I gotta do to increase my income? Well, you set an appointment. I do have appointments available. You go on a book. I'll give you a free 30-minute, one free 30-minute session, right, to help you in your thought process to try to figure out some stuff, right? After that one free, if you want my time, again, you doing one or two things. You're either joining the club, right? The Black Billionaires Club, or you're paying for my time because I got stuff to do. Okay. But I'll give you one free because I am my brother's keeper, I am my sister's keeper, and we don't all think the same. So sometimes you just need somebody to talk to bounce some stuff off of. And if you consider me be wise beyond my years, if you consider me be wise counsel, then I'll be more than happy to hear what you got to say and see if we can figure some stuff out. But you only get one. Okay. After that, pay for my time. Or join the Black Billionaires Club and our members get one every month, right? So you can do that as well. Oh, what I wanted to say about 3M before we go to gold, and then we'll go to Zoom. All right, so if we just go based off the forecast, guys, and what the analysts are saying, we're saying, hey, we think it's going to go higher. Man, if it goes as high as the analysts project, then we're looking at a possible 48.7% increase over the next year based upon projections. If it gets there, man, you're talking about 48.7% plus 4% for your cash back just for waiting or just for holding something for a year. You turn your $100 into $150 plus 4% back on top of that. So this is how, right? This is how, if this were to play out like that, this is how the rich keep getting richer. And this is how, too, you can put your money in a position that it'd be working for you. That your $100 will turn to $150. That your $1,000 will turn to $1,500. That your $10,000 will turn into $15,000. You see what I'm saying? This is how it happens as a part, one of the pieces of Wall Street, which is the stock market. Does that make sense? Does it show if they make any type of medical products? We went through some stuff. They probably got products for businesses, you mean? I didn't look at the business products. They have here abrasives, adhesives, advanced materials, aerospace, aircraft, animal, and pet care. I didn't know about that. Oh, they make leashes? Maybe not. Architecture, automotive, chemical, medical devices, medical tapes. So I got medical tape, a diopter, whatever that is, a lot of medical tape, a lot of medical tape. Devices, films, liners, optical lens material, device component and films. Let's see if anything else. Medical tapes. I think that's about it. Surgical safety solutions. You can go through. Oh, I guess I don't know what they got here. I guess it's just something else. Drapes. What is this? Oh, okay. Look at this. They make all that stuff they be putting on y'all when y'all go to the y'all laying on the table. Drapes and stuff. Whoever's in the medical field, they know. All right, so I'm gonna move on from 3M. But you guys go to the website, check it out. Okay. Go to the website, check it out. All this stuff is 3M. All right. Yeah, you have media pour pads and probably more. Y'all know somebody. Okay, fantastic. Y'all know better than me. I don't really go to the hospital a whole lot. I'll probably need, I don't know. Anyway, so Gigi says gold, right? Gigi says gold. Now, let's talk about gold for a second. Since somebody said gold. So gold is a precious metal. And whenever I talk about gold, I always like to come and look at gold prices, because this is what it comes down to. You're really investing in the price of gold, hoping that maybe either gold retains its value as far as price is concerned, or it increases in value as far as its price is concerned. So here's gold over the past 10 years. 10 years ago, gold was about $2,000 per ounce. And in 2000, so this was back in 2011. Now, here's what happened. 2008, we had 9/11. 2009 and 2010, we went through the recovery from 9/11. And then 2011, we started to have our boom in the stock market. So let's go back a little bit further. So we can see the correlation, kind of. 2008 was here when 9/11 took place, right? We started to say gold increase while the market was down. This is kind of what Gigi is saying. You know, it's a hedge. It's a defensive play. And then when the market started to recover in 2011, we started to see gold prices of gold, you know, decrease through 2015. And it kind of stayed the same, going sideways all the way through 2018. Now we get to 2019. And then now that we have a short, somewhat of a recession going on right now, it's not quite a recession, but a correction in the market. We're seeing money move, right, from stocks being probably more like you would say maybe 80, maybe 75% stocks, 25% bonds, to some of that 75% moving into gold as a store of value. And gold is actually increased now to about $1,600 per ounce. So when she says hedge, she's just simply saying that, you know, that this is a defensive play that money moves into when it's get real, right? When there's fear in the market, money starts moving to something that's more stable and it holds its value, and that would be gold or precious metals, also, right, possibly commodities as well. All right, things that people are going to need and use. Gold will still be refined, it'll still be turned into some stuff. It still is a very, very valuable metal here on the earth, right? Been around since the earth been around. So so we can see that. We can also come here, over here, and we can see the same thing down here, that gold, as well as the correlation being silver, the silver is kind of follows gold as well, another valuable precious metal, not as precious as gold, but it follows. When gold goes up, silver typically goes up as well. So we start to see that that silver has actually increased as well. And then these are all just commodities. Commodities itself typically, depending on the commodity, kind of moves well. Oil has been down, which correlates with gasoline being down. Gold has been up, silver has been up, corn's been roughly about the same. So you can find some things that are resources or wealth that's here on the earth that has value that you can actually invest in to kind of protect your portfolio during tough times. That's kind of what a hedge means. You're really just trying to protect. Some people can make money on the way down, but that's kind of what that is. All right. Any questions about that? So that's kind of a look at gold. You see where gold has been over the past 15 years. You see where it is now. You will have some that'll argue, you know, let's hold physical gold. You know, you Karat bars people, people that think that, you know, we're going back to the gold standard. People that think that, gold will still reign supreme. I don't think that. And who's right, who's wrong, nobody knows. I don't think that. If I look at value moving forward in a society that is moving towards digital, is moving more towards Jetsonville than Bedrockville, gold still is going to be valuable, but currency, I believe, will have more value. Stuff like, digital currency, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, stuff like that, or whatever is going to be made in the future. I think that'll have more value, because value, guys, has everything to do with the belief of the people. It has everything to do with the belief in the land. So whatever people believe in predominantly is what is actually valuable to that particular society. Now, that's what makes the dollar so valuable, because people believe in it. Enough people believe in it, that makes the dollar valuable. And enough people believe in it worldwide, or it was shoved down their throat, one of the two, that made it a universal currency that every other currency is kind of compared to, right? So there's some currencies that are that cost more valuable than the dollar, and some that are less valuable. But we moved away from, okay, something that backs this money up with some type of physical item or commodity or jewel or anything like that that's here on the earth, something that could be counted, to something that's all about belief, which is called fiat currency. So, but if we study money, everybody also study money. If you study the history of money, then you'll see that currency or trade or whatever is used to transact has always evolved. I've never seen it go back. That's why I can say that. I can look at history and say, well, history doesn't tell me that. We were, at one point in time when the whole trade transaction started to come into what we now know today, which is, I have something of value that you want. How can we exchange so I can get something of value, you can give something of value, nobody loses? So before it was, okay, I got a sheep and you got a cow, and we're going to exchange. I'm going to exchange my sheep fur for your cow milk, and that's going to be our trade. So that was bartering. There was no instrument used in the exchange. But money was created because the exchanges became unfair, and some people didn't have anything that they produced. So if you didn't produce nothing, you didn't have nothing to trade. Or maybe you provided a service, you labored for to eat. This is back in the day, back in the day. Study your money. So then there was they started moving to stuff like rice, cowrie sales, right, as being an instrument to use to exchange. So you might count up 5 cowrie sales or something, and that'll be money at that time. And you would exchange those 5 cowrie sales, which was considered to be valuable, and you would get your milk or your eggs or whatever. Then it moved to gold and diamonds, jewels, right? Get you some jewels or some type of copper, iron, gold, silver, right? That's when we start getting into coins, right? I'm gonna exchange my coins and I'm gonna buy your product or your service, right? Then we moved into promissory notes. Promissory notes was saying, hey, I do own gold or silver, but I don't want to be walking around with it trying to exchange it because it's kind of heavy. So I create these promissory notes or these certificates that say that, hey, here's how much I own. Here's how much you can have of what I own, right? And then I'll exchange my promissory note saying, I owe you this at some point in time. You can come collect on it while I get your milk. Then we moved from there. Promissory notes became what we now know today, which is dollars. It became currency. The promissory, what you have, your dollar bill, was a instrument or was a promissory note saying that we had this money back as far as the federal government was concerned in gold reserves, which is what they call the gold standard. And then now we starting to see, we saw gold standard removed back in 1994 or something like that, where you didn't have to have it didn't have to be backed by anything because there was just a transfer of these greenbacks or these dollars that people believed in enough to not be concerned about whether it was backed by something. And that's where you really start to move into like huge amounts of debts for the United States and all this. I can go on and on and on. So then we start getting into the digital age where you have credit cards, you got cars, you got loans, you got stuff that you don't pull out of your wallet and pay, you just pull out and you swipe. That's moving into technology. And when you swipe, it's connected to your bank account, which says that your bank account has this amount of money in it, which also start moving into higher forms of theft. People are able to steal your money because if they can get your card or they can get your PIN number or whatever, you start having a lot of theft going on and security issues as it relates to just swiping the card. Then now we have, digital currency, Bitcoin. This is new, relatively. It's been around about 10, 12 years or something like that. And this is the new thing. So I just I've not seen through history, I've not seen us go back. It's always been moving forward. Would you agree? It's always moved forward. So I just use history as my better job. I make history my friend, and I said, this is what history tells me. Well, then this is what I'm gonna go with. You can have your opinion all you want, but I got something to back me up, which is what it really happened. And we continue to progress from there. All right. We'll take any questions. That makes sense. I don't know. Hopefully it helps. I teach this to, I teach this to fifth graders, guys. Like, and what I found over my years is that the same stuff I teach to a fifth grader and the same way that I'll teach to a fifth grader, I teach to adults as well, because many of us are fifth graders when it comes to money. Just being honest. Many of us are children, are adolescents when it comes to the understanding of money, the history of money, the management of money, right? All that stuff, right? And it's a major topic. It's a major topic. Major. Major. I mean, you try living without it and see if you try to make it a minor in your life and see what happens. All right. So we'll take a look at Zoom. I figured Zoom would be good. I'm supposed to look at PayPal and Square. Let's look at Zoom, and then I might call this a night. I don't know. We'll see. See if I can go to Zoom. Because Zoom, I thought was pretty cool to look at, because we have, a lot of people using these, using this stuff to connect from their house. A lot of Zoom stuff going on. So I figured this might be, oh, wow, look at this. This can't be right. Is this right? Wow. Is this right? Is this right? Wait a second. Okay, that ain't right. I'm about to say. I'll say I know that ain't right. I don't know what's going on with CNN. Sometimes you gotta come to something else. I already knew that wasn't right. So they oh, look at that. It's over the counter? Really? Okay. So we gotta look at it a little different, because CNN ain't updating. So anyway, Zoom, I'll just come over here. Zoom is a $128 company. So this is Yahoo Finance. Do you see why I like to use CNN? Just because it's a little bit easier to read and understand, but I can do the same thing. Doesn't matter. Zoom Video Technology, $128 per share company. They were up 6%. On Friday, at the end of Friday. I gotta get used to this. They don't pay a dividend. Oh Lord, it might be a little. I'm. Where else can I go? All right. That's locked. All right, let's look at their profile. So here's Zoom, located in California. Here's their key executives. Their Zoom video includes video-first communication platform that delivers changes how people interact primarily in Americas, Asia Pacific, Europe, and the Middle East, and Africa. It connects people through frictionless voice, video, chat, and content sharing. They were founded in 2011. It's headquartered in San Jose, California. We got corporate governance. Okay, so there you go backwards. Okay, so here's their revenue over the past four years. They've increased in their sales for the past 4 years. Gross profit has increased dramatically over the past 4 years as well. Their net income has increased dramatically. They went from 2018, they were losing money. They made a lot of money in 2019, and they made even more money, 25,000 net income take home pay in 2018. So this is a growing company. That's what we can see there. Growing company. Zoom is growing. They had $128 per share, and they're growing. That's pretty impressive. I want to take a look at the chart real quick. We'll see here that in December of last year, look at this, they were a $63 company in December. $63. And 3 months later, they've doubled. $128. Look at that. 63 to 128. They were as high as 135 or 150. So they just took off during this time, and they had a real real big push. Starting in, look at this, March. Look at this. March, there was $107, and now they're $128. So this is very interesting. I want to look at some more. I have never looked at Zoom, by the way. So I'd be interested. I want to come here. So here we have their insiders, which would be their officers. I wish I could see this in a better way. I don't have dates and stuff. Last 2 years, last quarter, nothing. So in the last 6 months, they've had 84 million shares bought, 82 transactions. In the last 6 months, this is the insiders. These are the executives. These are people that run the company. They've only sold 9 million, 57 transactions. So their net shares have been increased. The insiders, the executives bought 75, million shares. They've been buying up their own company. See what I'm saying? This is interesting. Not a whole bunch of big money behind it right now, but artisan partners. Oh man, it's hard to see this. So I'm trying to get adjusted to a brand new thing. Balance sheet. Total assets. Look at this. They've increased the total current assets have increased over the past 3 years at 1 million in assets. I'm sorry, 1.2 million in assets. Their liabilities, they've been doing well. Only 455 in liability, considering it's a young company. This is a young company, only 9 years old. They ain't been around 120 years like 3M has been. So they've been doing fairly well as far as running their company from a fundamental standpoint. This is good stuff. I don't know what else to look at though. I wish this was working. So anyway, I don't really know. I don't really know what to look at on this screen for you guys. They don't pay a dividend. I really wish I had my other CNN to be able to talk about this, but we can see a few things. All right, I looked the other day and it was more than no, it ain't, that wasn't right. So investor was investing in Zoom technology versus Zoom video by mistake. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing, brother. Let me go back. Was I on the wrong thing? Yeah, I'm probably on the wrong thing. Good catch. Good catch. There we go. Good catch. There we go. There we go. See, look at that. Thanks so much. See what happens? Teamwork makes the dream work. Right? Look at that. Look at that. Brother Thomas coming in with the save. Clutch. I had to start calling you Clutch. Oh, he came in with the save. I'm like, what am I looking at? I know that ain't right. Oh, man, that was Clutch, Mr. Freeman. Oh, my goodness. All right, here we go. $128, man. 88% growth this year, right? Year to date, as we just kind of looked at on the other screen when we get all this nice little stuff. Look at that. The Clutch came in with the save. We saw here profile for them. We also see, that they've been hiring as well. We go to Zoom.us, not going to really do a lot for us, but been around since 2011. We already took a look at their financials and maybe a forecast here. Oh, man. So here, from my forecast from the analysts, they're saying, man, it's quite possible that where it is right now, they first. Now, here's the interesting thing. Here's the question. Because remember we talk about short term and long term. So right now, it's popping because of what we got going on, and people still need to communicate, and they're communicating virtually. The question is, do we think when Rona end, when this stuff passes, and it will, that how do you think life is going to be afterwards? Now, we know people may still use Zoom, but will they go back to their old ways? You know what I'm saying? Going into the office, being in the cubicles, you know what I'm saying? How do you guys think that this is the part where it's like, man, how do you think life is going to be 6 months from now? Do we go back to how, we know some things will change, but will things really, the more things change, the more they stay the same? Or are we going to adopt these technologies and say, you know what? Why do you need to come into the office? Just work from home. Just, let's Skype and let's Zoom and, let's do what we learned to do while we was in quarantine. All right. Then it's like, well, do we need all this office space and all these big buildings when, we could just, have strong internet connections and VPNs and all that stuff? How do you guys think, life will be? Because this has a lot to do with whether you feel short term or long term, how you feel about Zoom. You see what I'm saying? Like, we know we're using it now. We know it's very popular now. But when the new normal happens, will it still be popping in? Not that people won't still use it, but will it be as popular because people don't have to use it? When people don't have to use it, right now, they kind of have to use it. But when they don't have to use it, will we still feel the same way about it? What do you guys think? All right. There's another platform like Zoom to look at. Absolutely. At KHC. Is there another platform like Zoom? Well, you got Skype. I don't know if it's another one that's publicly traded. I don't even know who owns Skype. Let's take a look. Who owns Skype? And I don't know if people, that's an interesting question, right? Because just think about it. There are a lot of ways that people are doing FaceTime, right? You have Apple and FaceTime. You can do FaceTime on Cash App. You can do, I got StreamYard. You got Skype. You got Zoom. So there are other streaming platforms, Expedite, OBS. You got other streaming platforms and software out there as well. So I don't know how many of them are all publicly traded, but guess what, Miss Phyllis? That's your homework. That's your homework to go figure out, go find all the publicly traded companies, right, that have something to do with streaming. That's your homework. You get to report back to your teacher and be like, teacher, here's what I found. And then you'll be like, yes, I'm glad you're a good student. And we can go here, we can look at all these streaming platforms and if they're publicly traded. So that's what happens when you ask good questions, you get to go research. So thank you so much, Phyllis. So anybody else here, I'm nominating Phyllis and Vicky to be our star students to go out and research and find, right, other publicly traded companies that have something to do with voice streaming. Does anybody else second this nomination? Because we got to get an agreement, all right, to get Phyllis to go out here and do it for you people. Anybody else second this nomination? Because I ain't going to do all the work, okay? That ain't going to happen. I ain't doing all the work, okay? Anybody second my nomination? Let me know. If you do, put in the comments, I second that. I second your emotion. Okay. All right. I think many companies are going to change the way they do business because they spend less money in space, brick and mortar. Okay, so we're looking at maybe using less space, minimizing our space, reducing, not having, reducing our space. Okay, maybe doing some sharing and stuff. I believe it's changed forever. Even board meetings could be. Yeah, I mean, how many guys are like, are y'all tired of going to the meetings that could have been done while you was online multitasking, but you had to stop doing what you was doing to go to the meeting to hear stuff that ain't gonna change, but you could have just been in your space listening to the meeting, but still doing all your stuff that you do, so you could have got it done with work. That's what I hated about corporate America. When I was in corporate America, I hated it. I was like, why I gotta keep coming to these meetings, and that makes me not be able to finish the work that could actually help us not have to have the meeting. Well, what if I could just sit in the meeting? Okay, when my name is called, I can respond. Other than that, what else I need to listen to? Well, I need to go in the room with you when we could be on Zoom together. That's a good point. Woo! All right. Where did I go? Yeah, I know Skype is old. That's what came to mind. I believe business is certainly considered because it will save money. Skype is old. Yes, it is. Zoom and Teams allow shared screens and working teams. Yo, Teams, Microsoft Teams. Yep, I got Microsoft Teams on my. I forgot about that. Microsoft Teams. That's Microsoft. What's up? Right, look at the tickets. Craft Hertz. I'm not. This gonna be it for me tonight, guys. I mean, well, I have to look at it next time. Okay. All right. Television companies, news, TMZ already saying that they may continue to broadcast from home because they cut calls. Yeah, I see ESPN going on YouTube and doing that stuff, and they're all at home and stuff like that. I mean, this could be the new normal. All right, so Phyllis and Vicky got some homework. All right, got some homework. Apple FaceTime allows you to have multiple people on at one time, right? Yeah, my pastor is the same way. Okay, I third that. This can certainly change the way real estate does business, right? You doing Zoom on your job, okay? So Apple had FaceTime, yeah. So we know. So we already got 3, right? You got Zoom, which is its own company. You got Apple, right? You got Microsoft. Those are 3 right there, and we'll see if we can find some other ones. So, I got y'all keep giving me all these. So I got Kraft. You want me to look at Microsoft, Apple. I believe I was supposed to look at Square. I was supposed to look at PayPal. Whew, Lord. See how that's why I can't stop. We gotta keep going. Keep going, right? Now I will say this. What you're witnessing tonight, I do for the public, but I won't always be public doing this, right? We do have a club called the Black Billionaires Club, and that's for people who actually are serious about this thing. They got enough free stuff and they ready to invest so we can really make some stuff happen. Right. So if that's you and you're like, you know what, I need to join that club. Because if you're talking like this for free, Lord knows what y'all talking about behind closed doors, right? That's not to the public. But we do want to make sure that as a club that we still bring value to the community because we do care about the community. But we also understand that people pay for what they value, right? People pay for what they value. And here's the problem in our community is that we say we value one thing, but we spend our money in other places, right? And the truth of the matter is where you spend your money, where your treasure is, there's your heart also. So what the problem that we have in our community is that our money, we don't put our money where our mouth is. We put our mouth one place and we actually put our money somewhere else. And the really despicable thing that I found is that we actually finance our very own oppression. This is the interesting thing. We literally hate certain things, but we literally finance it. And it's like, wow. How stupid can we be? We sick, boss. That's why I say we sick, boss. We sick, boss. But if you're a person, you know what? You want to change that dynamic. You're tired of doing stupid stuff. And you want to get with people that's actually going somewhere and say, hey, we can go here together. Well, you join the Black Billionaires Club. You want more of my time, more of our time. You want to be involved in what we got going on. You want to go deeper in this stuff. You got questions you'd like to ask. You want to get some counseling or get some wise counsel and all that stuff. You say, if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired of doing stupid stuff with your money, you sick and tired of being broke because we live broke, we talk broke, we think broke, and you ready to have a new life financially, well, join the Black Billionaires Club. Based upon 3 principles, right? That the billionaires that live today, that look like us, what they do. Number 1, they read. So guess what? In our club, we have a book club. We're currently going through Dick Gregory's book, which we'll pick up on Monday. Right? Reading Between the Lines, a historical book written by our brother. Number 2, what do billionaires do? They say they do to be successful. Number 2, they build businesses. Guess what we do? We have business development class. We're currently going through Business 101, right? That we're bringing by Brother Ray. We do that every Tuesday night. What else do? They say to be successful in order for them to have built wealth for themselves and their family. Number 3, they invest. They invest in themselves, number 1. They invest obviously in their businesses that they create. But then they also invest in other businesses in real estate and other income producing assets. So guess what we do? We got an investment club. We're learning how to invest. And tonight was one of those shows that teaches you about money and teaches you some places that you might consider putting your money in order to learn how to make your money work harder for you than you work for it. How many of you guys know that one session, a 2-hour session is not enough? If it's not enough, good point conference floor is not enough. And you say, this is a start. But I know it's not enough. I know I need more. I went through semesters. I went through years of college. It don't take that long, and it don't take that long over here. You ain't got to go through years. Maybe some months. You start getting understanding. You start, and then you start bringing, and you graduate real fast. You start bringing, you start making contributions. You start doing the study. You start bringing, like Phyllis is going to do. You start doing some studies, some research. You bring it to the group. And then now, right, you ask not what the group can do for you, but you ask what you can do for the group. It's not enough. Need more. So that's something you can decide to do at any point in time. Simply go to the website, theblackbillionairesclub.com, theblackbillionairesclub.com, and make a decision to join today. Also, I mentioned for those that you haven't quite figured out the money thing. You still trying. What I need to do to number one, survive, and then number two, thrive during this time so that I can put my money to work for me. And you need a money solution session with me. Well, you can schedule that. Just go to the ERGJ Enterprise on Facebook. It had a book button. Go book for a time that works for you. And if I'm free, I will approve it, and we'll have our conversation. You get 30 minutes of you get to go 30 minutes one-on-one with the great one. Right? In the comments below, I'd like for you to share something that you learned today. What was your takeaway from today? I don't do this just to do this. I do this to make a difference, and hopefully I made a difference in your life today. Hopefully I've increased your financial literacy. Hopefully you got a little bit of financial education. Hopefully you took notes. As I said, Mr. Warren Buffett, my mentor, the fourth richest man in the world, who got that way by investing. He says this, that price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Right now, let's think about the price you paid to be here. Right? That price had no cost as far as money is concerned, but it had a greater cost, which was your time. 2 hours, one-on-one with the great one. Well, ask yourself, this 2 hours that I spent, or this 1 hour, or this 15 minutes, however long you've been here, was it worth your time, and why? That's the question I want you to answer in the comments below. Was this worth your time, and why? Who else is teaching the people about money like this? Who else? I haven't found them. And I found some great people. I mean, Jay Morrison doing it on the real estate side. Boyce Watkins do something over there, but he talk more about stuff and politics and stuff like that. Who teaching you without charging your arm and a leg so you can learn about money so we can build our community together? Who else? I don't know nobody. I ain't found them. Not that they don't exist. I just ain't seen them. It's what it is. All right. That's what you guys saying here, man. We'll wrap this thing up. Again, we went over 3M today, looked at Zoom a little bit, right? And we got 5 more on the list now. Lord Jesus. Oh, we keep on going. It's about 10,000 coming. You ain't never stop. Just keep on going. Right? Keep on going. You pass the same way, absolutely. Doing my job with Zoom, absolutely. WhatsApp? Yeah, WhatsApp. It's not enough. BBC is in the house, absolutely. I know I need more, absolutely. 3M is a great company to invest in, and they pay dividends. All right, fantastic. Anybody else? Something that you learned today, your takeaway today. Was this worth your time, and why? Was this worth your time, and why? Now, tomorrow, while you guys are typing, I know I talk faster than you type. Tomorrow, we do have our cooking show. That's right, we do cooking on Sundays. So tomorrow at 5 p.m., we got our cheesecake lady. Oh, Lord, basic cheesecake baking tomorrow at 5 p.m. I can't wait. I'm probably going to be licking the screen tomorrow. I'll be like, oh, Lord, all that cheesecake. Give me some. So as you guys show up, be right here. ERGJ Enterprises also on YouTube and Facebook. We'll have our cooking show. Introduce you guys to one of the phenomenal cheesecake bakers that I come across. Boy, Lord. Y'all, we're going to have some fun tomorrow night. It's going to be Sunday. Hopefully we get it in before people start cooking so they get some ideas of some stuff they may want to add to their dessert as they're cooking from home. These guys learned so much that it was definitely worth my time. Thank you. I appreciate you, D. King, for showing up. Thank you. To see the companies that are hiring, they make good investments. Absolutely. More streams of income. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, beautiful people, I want to say thanks so much for hanging out with your boy, ERGJ, here for our Welcome to Wall Street. This is part number 5 on how to get rich, how to get Rona rich. The things that you can do to put yourself in position to build wealth for yourself. Going through the fiery furnace like Daniel and coming out smelling like roses on the other side. I want you guys to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. Matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We will see you all there at the next episode of The New Black Wall Street.